Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Brickazoid's Den. Now, recently I had released a video doing the top 5 DC superheroes that I want to see be made into LEGO minifigures. Well, now we are doing the villains. So these are going to be the top 5 DC supervillains that I want to see turned into LEGO minifigures. And a lot of these, I would say, actually, no, pretty good amount of them, I would say, I think they're kind of like needed, like required to be here as actual LEGO minifigures. And a couple of them are a little bit more out there, but just because just stuff that I would want to see. Um, but yeah, I'm very excited to get into this list. We have a lot of big figures on this list here, a lot of a good few of them for Lego DC minifigures, whatever supervillains. And yeah, I mean we'll get right into it really. Starting off with number 5, there wasn't a Lego version of this character, but the character is Godspeed, which of course is a Flash villain, a speedster villain that I think would be perfect because I think a lot of the speedster villains are pretty cool. I chose Godspeed mainly just cause I mean Zoom would be also very cool, Black Flash would be kind of cool, etc. I basically what I'm looking for here is just another speedster villain. Now we have the Flash obviously in many different iterations and different versions, and we also have had Reverse Flash as well in one set, I think. But now I am looking for a little bit more, a couple more speedster villains to add to our roster here. And I was thinking, literally any speedster. I just threw Godspeed in here basically as a placeholder for any speedster. I mean, again, it could be Zoom, it could be Black Flash. Any kind of speedster, superhero, or supervillain would be perfect to me. I just feel like having, the Flash, Reverse Flash, and then Godspeed all next to each other would be cool, or Zoom all next to Flash and Reverse Flash would be cool, or Black Flash next to Flash and Reverse Flash would be very cool. Just some sort of speedster would be amazing. Have some for Godspeed. It'd have like the white cowl that Flash has, but it'd be colored white. Then basically this similar suit, and then legs all in white with the gold. You could have like the lightning pieces and everything like that for them, as well as maybe even like you could do like a suit ring and stuff like that would be kind of cool. I mean, I know we did get another version of the Flash. I think it was the Jay Garrick Flash that we got in the DC minifigure series, but I think that was really it for any kind of other types of speedster characters. So it was just Jay Garrick Flash, then the regular Barry Allen, and then Reverse Flash. And I think that was it for speedster characters in LEGO, so why not include another one at some point later down the line? Godspeed, Black Flash, Zoom, all would be good to me, as long as we get some sort of other Flash speedster villain. Number 4 on the list here is Steppenwolf. Now, we did get the Justice League buildable version from the Flying Fox set that I still have yet to actually get. I'm going to have to go and scour eBay to look for that set, because I didn't get it when it came out, and I'm kind of regretting it, but yeah, we did get a buildable Steppenwolf from the Justice League 2017 movie that I didn't really like. But what I'm kind of looking for here in Steppenwolf is the actual big figure version, similar to the one from LEGO DC Supervillains, because I think that design for Steppenwolf was incredible. I remember seeing Steppenwolf in DC Supervillains, and I was blown away. I think he looked super good. I loved his giant axe, his helmet, his printing on the torso and like the legs. I think was all very, very cool looking. And I feel like he would translate pretty well into a big figure for LEGO, and just throw him in like an expensive set or something. And yeah, I just think Steppenwolf would be really cool again. We did get that buildable version, which was a little bit ugly, and I feel like a big figure version of Steppenwolf would work much better. To be honest, though, I wouldn't mind any kind of like Darkseid member. We could get Desaad, we could get Granny Goodness, Calabac. Any of those kind of Darkseid member or posse members, I guess, would be very cool to see in LEGO form as big figs, except for Desaad. He's not really a big fig character, but all those other characters, Granny Goodness, Calabac, Steppenwolf, would all be very cool to see, because we do have Darkseid as a big figure already. We do have different parademons, and now I kind of feel like we need to build Darkseid's group here. I feel like what they need to do, LEGO needs to do, is some sort of Darkseid like throne room or something with a bunch of big figures with like a bunch of members of Darkseid's group, and then a redo of Darkseid himself. Maybe I should do like LEGO set ideas for for DC. I mean, I'll think about that later on down the line, but the point is, Steppenwolf, any of Darkseid's people would be very cool to see in Lego form. Next up on the list here, we have Doomsday. Now, of course, we did get the Mighty Micros minifigure, short-legged minifigure version of Doomsday already. That was our first iteration of him in actual Lego form. And I think that was in like a Wonder Woman Mighty Micros, which I never ended up getting, and I don't regret it. I don't really like those Mighty Micros sets. But Doomsday, I feel like just like he kind of needs to happen, right? Having him as an actual big figure would be absolutely perfect. They could use his design from Lego Batman 3. Then he also had a design from Lego DC Supervillains where he had like his more like containment suit on and he was kind of like ripping it out, or ripping out of it. I think that could work too. Like any version of Doomsday would work for me. I just really, really want to see him super badly in this, in the world of Lego, I guess. I mean, what I'm thinking kind of is maybe they could use a similar mold to Bane from the Lego Batman movie, where he had studs on his back. And I feel like you could maybe put some sort of plate on him on his back, and you could add spikes, like actual Lego spikes onto his back, just to kind of show like the spikes that come out of him. But yeah, some sort of Doomsday minifigure. I mean, big figure would be very cool. Again, we already got the short-legged minifigure version. But yeah, no, just Doomsday, really cool Superman villain, killed Superman, and I feel like he would be a really cool big figure to get in a set, because I don't think Lego can really do big figures in minifigure series, but having him be in an actual Lego set would be pretty cool. Some sort of Superman set. I don't know what you could do with it, but Doomsday minifigure or big figure would be very cool to see in Lego. Now, these final two, I was having a bit of difficulty choosing which would go first and which would go second, but I ended up, deciding on this is how I would do it. So number 2 on our list here is Black Adam, a figure that is absolutely he's required at this point. And hopefully we can get him later this year or next year for the Black Adam movie, because he just needs to happen. We got Shazam back in, 2019, I think, with that Batwing set with Commissioner Gordon. What a great set with the Riddler as well. And we got Shazam for the first time since the 2013 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive minifigure that goes for thousands of dollars online. We finally got another version of Shazam, and then we also got that polybag based off of the Shazam movie, I think it was. I never actually got that, but there's no real difference. He just has a hairpiece, I think. And now I feel like we need Shazam's arch nemesis, Black Adam. I think that would be literally perfect. Maybe you can even do the Dwayne The Rock Johnson version of Black Adam. Maybe he's bald or something, I don't know. But literally any kind of version of Black Adam would be perfect. He was in the past 3 Lego DC games. He was in Lego Batman 2 as a part of a DLC pack. He was in Lego Batman 3 just as a part of the main roster. And he was also part of Lego DC Supervillains as a main character that you play as in the story mode. So clearly they already have multiple different kinds of designs for Black Adam that they could use. And he doesn't really require any tough, molded pieces. I mean, you could use the slicked back hair for him. You could have just the regular face print. You could just do regular torso, regular legs, and then you could just do a cape piece that goes around the hands, kind of similar to Storm from the X-Men set. And then there you go. There's basically your Black Adam minifigure right there with just that torso printing, that leg printing. I think he would probably show up best in a minifigure series, some sort of minifigure series. I think he would probably work best in. But then again, he was also rumored to be a part of the Tower of Fate set when that set was rumored or leaked or whatever it was. And obviously that set never came out, so there's something there. I mean, Black Adam, I feel like he's going to be showing up soon just because of the movie, but I just want him so bad right now. Number 1 on the list here has been a personal favorite of mine that I feel like I wanted to see probably since 2015 when Lego Batman 3 came out. It was probably around then when this started, and that's why it's at number 1, and this character is Solomon Grundy. Been needing this big fig for a long time, so whatever it looks like, I don't care. They just need to make him. Lego Batman 3 version worked completely fine with me. I think he looks really cool with the gray hair, the gray headpiece, and then also just the ripped up clothing and stuff. And he was very cool in that game. And then in Lego Batman or Lego DC Supervillains, he looked really cool with like more like what was it? More like not slicked back hair, but more shaved hair, and then he had like wacky eyes and a different kind of ripped up clothing. Like he looked like he came from what was it? The Batman Arkham, was it Arkham City? I think it was, where you had to fight Solomon Grundy in that game with the Penguin's Iceberg Lounge. Kind of like reminded me of that a little bit from Lego DC Supervillains, and that was really cool looking. And again, I will literally take any form of Solomon Grundy. I just feel like I really want to see him as a big figure in some sort of Lego set. He fits in line with the Batman stuff because he is a Batman villain. He's a little dark as a villain because he's a zombie. You know what I mean? So he was like he died and then came back to life. So I mean, I guess I see why Lego is a little hesitant to use Solomon Grundy, but I feel like if they used him in the video games, they could use him as a real minifigure to be sold. You know what I mean? Like there could be some sort of thing that they could do with Solomon Grundy. I mean, Lego has made darker stuff before, so I feel like they could kind of do this without making it too dark. You know, just have like their ripped up clothing and basically just use one of their designs from one of their video games. I think that would work perfectly for this big figure, and I really, really want to see him in the future. So there you have it, everybody. That is my list for the top 5 DC supervillains that I want to see be made into actual Lego minifigures, or big figures in this case. And yeah, I mean, we'll run through them again real quick here, starting with number 5, which is Godspeed, or any kind of speedster villain. Number 4 is Steppenwolf. Number 3 is Doomsday. 2 is Black Adam, and number 1 is Solomon Grundy. So hopefully in the future we see these characters actually show up in sets or minifigure series, but for now, we can only hope. So if you enjoyed that video, do the common YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.